For the world, the scale and impact of the coronavirus is the most significant event in recent history, counting a list of world events that have reshaped society, from how we travel to who we trust our money to how we interact and even the language we use when we do. In this time of global pandemic, we are in a pivotal moment, and as our healthcare systems grapple with how best to contain more waves of the virus from emerging, another big thing is happening. The private sector is pitching in the fight against COVID-19, supporting frontline workers and fragile communities. An urgent appeal from the United Nations calling for solidarity and increased funding as some of the world's vulnerable countries scaled up their efforts to combat the coronavirus pandemic, launched a multi-billion-dollar global humanitarian response plan, swiftly supported by countries like Japan.
Toyota's philosophy in terms of crises and pandemics themselves is that we look after the people and the communities.
NEC Exxon has access to a myriad of technologies available at our disposal. We have some of the best technologists in the world developing innovative next-generation solutions.
People are talking about how can we support healthcare workers even under such difficult days. They need to work.
Government can't do it alone, and this is where the private sector has mobilized in response, with everything from producing and delivering essential supplies, such as PPE and protective masks, food and medicine, to providing in-kind services like technologies to the public.
We put up our hands and we said, okay, we will volunteer as a member of the business chamber to take on the task of renovating the public hospitals. Private sector played a big role in erecting field hospitals, for example. There was also the continuous supply of PPE. And I think to a great extent now, how many months later, the private sector is still playing a huge role. We've seen now also with the talks around vaccines and so on, and funding where that is required, that our private sector continuously raised the bar when it comes to their support, and in collaboration with government couldn't have done it on its own, private sector couldn't have done it on its own, so we need that collaborative approach in order to work for the greater benefit of the communities and those infected and affected by COVID-19.
Because I can see the very disconnect between the healthcare workers and the patients, because everybody wearing, let's say, face masks, because people can't see their faces and smiles. So this kind of product we call Instax, instant camera and printers. So why not taking picture of healthcare workers without my mask? So people can show the smile. And then diagnosis side, also our product, especially for mobile X-ray and ultrasound, portable one, worked well as a remote and also decentralized facility. It works well.
We collaborate with some of the foremost technology partners worldwide, and our customers are among the most advanced and sophisticated in how they harness technology to improve their organizations. One such solution implemented at our Midrand office, namely our NeoFace Watch platform, does much more than just facial recognition. It brings together the best of our tried and tested facial recognition technology and thermal imaging camera to give businesses a robust and reliable way to stay COVID secure and protect the well-being of their customers and employees.
This opportunity allowed us to give 50,000 face shields to the Department of Health so that the first responders and all the doctors and nurses within the hospitals in KZN had face shields that they could use on a daily basis. We also donated 10 vehicles that were to be used by the KZN Health Department to go into rural areas to be able to do tracking and tracing of any positive COVID in people in the community. We have sponsored, together with some of our Japanese suppliers, a new testing lab, a mobile testing lab. This lab is a testing lab for COVID tests, but will be converted into an infectious diseases laboratory to assist KZN Health with their testing facilities.
Our group, Fujifilm Group philosophy is to enhance people's quality of life through our product and solutions. So, this is COVID. So, this is a good time for Fujifilm to show the real power to how we support people's quality of life.
In times of global crisis, a global response is needed. Every action can have an impact. And while this episode focused on some of the actions the private sector have taken, there is room for more to be done. Together, we can steer the recovery from COVID-19 to a more positive path.